I always say, no one's listening. And then I answer myself in a weird way, like, well, if no one's listening, why are you talking? To keep my sanity, I guess. Which is funny. Why? Because when you talk, people think you're insane. I know. But it's like, there is an actual, like, need. And I would probably put my money down on the fact that when I say this, there are going to be a group of individuals who actually will amazingly speak up, who don't, and say that's bullshit. And that there is a need, a deep concern and health, a literal physical health need. And this is something that, again, I'll put money on. So I'm putting money down on both sides. I know that seems like hypocritical, but I'm trying to make cash, right? That there is a requirement, a physical requirement, maybe not in the moment, but in the long term. And if you're unaware of it, you'll run into it. That if you live sort of like this life of like sinister secrets and lying, or it's not even sinister. You know what I mean? You could be like, Bruce Willis in Untouchable. He has to tell his son, he shows him the front page of the paper, which is man in orange, saves family from the home invasion guy. And then he looks to his son and he's like, shh, don't say shit. And his son gets it. You know what I mean? Now, of course, you would think he'd brag about it. Well, maybe Bruce Willis can talk about that to like Mr. Glass or something like that. Or to he's his enemy. So he can talk to he's like, the whole time I've been telling you that I'm the superhero, you're collecting comic books and you're my nemesis. And Mr. Glass knew that all along. So it's weird. He was trying to teach Bruce Willis a lesson and showed him, my God, you are the evil monster that I've been always against and never knew. And that you were right in front of my face. But there's sort of that eloquent, the guy who writes those movies, he did the same with The Sixth Sense. He's got some skills that are on another level. Sixth Sense, the whole key to that movie is to not know the ending. And it never says in the movie, in the credits, by the way, you will be punished. We're coming to your house and taking $10 from you if you tell anyone the ending to this movie. It's simply implied. It's simply kind of a hint. And yet, one of the greatest movies ever, blockbuster hits, and no one ever tells anyone else. Even if it came out 6 months ago and you haven't seen it yet. Oh, you haven't seen that yet? Oh, yeah, I'm not going to tell you about the ending. Wait till you see that, though. It's great. That's about as far as you can go. Now, how do you do that? Just wait till the ending. That's an interesting point. I don't know if that's what's going on, but I don't know how you do that. I didn't tell people about the ending, and I'm a truther. I didn't, because what? Because that's something you couldn't tell. See, you wouldn't be able to get into the process of explaining everything and get them to understand the ending like you did if you haven't seen the movie. Interesting point, right. So then you get into a sort of like, I am now going to play the person who has not seen the movie. How would you present the ending of the movie to me if you were to sell out like a punk and tell them the ending? And you realize it's very difficult to do. Right. And that is playing into sort of the role of, if you're not meant to tell somebody something, then you won't be able to tell them something. Like, you literally physically cannot explain it to them. If it's on the greater level, one of those edicts that says, these people should not know. So when you put yourself in a position of knowing something and resisting saying anything and having these repetitive, people will start pretending like they're being bullied. Like, they're making me, something's making me want to tell people, or making me want to tell people. What is that thing? And then you don't understand the greater thing. And so then you attack the human being element of that. The reverse messengers. The ones that have come there to hear your confession. But, it's the catch. They're putting themselves in danger. Why? Because if they give you their confession, you're carrying this backpack of basically, reverse messengers, of a briefcase with gold in it. But this is gold. Like, this is something on a spiritual level. This is supernatural. Like the movie Pulp Fiction. What's in the briefcase? What's in the briefcase? The briefcase is a metaphor for the Ark of the Covenant. It's just a metaphor, though. And people go, no, it's not. It's evil, or it's his soul. Okay, same difference. Same kind of difference. I'm not saying, it's what's in the chest? Gold. Right. What's in your chest? He has a heart of gold. Well, I thought it was a box made out of gold. It probably is. We don't know where it is, though. Wait, you're saying you have a fake heart that's made out of gold? No. What I'm saying is people want to always fucking break it or steal it. Bullshit. Well, then how do you explain why so many people want to do that to him and have done that to him? Okay? That's the metaphor for the literal Jesus Christ. That's why demons fear his name. Not because Jesus Christ kicked their ass, but because people who know what people did to Jesus, when you bring up his name, it terrifies them because they know that name brought them so much pain. And even Jesus can understand that. That's amazing.